A new report has come out that reveals the LA Lakers asking price for a potential trade involving Austin Reaves. Now, this seems like something, especially just looking back a few months ago, that feels like it would be unfathomable for a LA Lakers fan, given the fact LA was in the Western Conference Finals. Austin Reaves is a young, budding prospect for this team. Obviously not crazy young, but has really blossomed into an awesome offensive player over the past year or so. But now, with the Lakers having a disappointing year so far in terms of the record-wise, and the trade deadline just a week and a half sort of away now, the Lakers could do something drastic, and now at least we know that Austin Reaves isn't specifically untouchable, and what the Lakers are potentially asking in a trade that would involve Reaves in any deal. So we'll break all that down in this video, but before we dive into that, folks, we are very, very close to 2,000 subscribers, so we want to hit this goal ideally before this year's trade deadline, so it would mean the world to us if you guys could hit that subscribe button, so we can keep you up to date with all of the latest LA Lakers news. But let's dive into everything that's been going on, because a new report has dropped regarding Austin Reaves, as apparently the Lakers would only trade Austin Reaves for a clear-cut all-star. Now, again, the Lakers in a weird spot right now. Disappointing year so far. D'Angelo Russell's been the main piece. I mean, the contract he signed in the offseason was sort of set up in order to facilitate a potential trade around this time of year, but given the remarkable play he's been producing for LA as of late, it seems less and less likely that D'Angelo Russell will probably get dealt ahead of this year's deadline, as the days go on. And Austin Reaves is a name that, again, head coach Darvin Ham, who the front office, ownership seems to support. Darvin Ham hasn't seemed to have been the biggest fan of Austin Reaves, particularly because of his defensive capabilities. And Austin Reaves obviously has a lot of potential. He's a younger player for this LA Lakers squad and is definitely going to command high interest on the open market if Rob Pelinka would potentially put him out there, for a potential deal. But they're not going to do it for anything light, as that sort of report indicates. And dives in further, basically, as the Athletics' James L. Edwards and Jovan Bua recently discussed on a potential Lakers trade with the Detroit Pistons, a hypothetical deal that involves LA sending Austin Reaves, Rui Hachimura, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick to the Detroit Pistons for Bojan Bogdanovic and for Alec Burks. And before we even get into the response that trade is crazy. You would have to be on some weird type of drugs to be offering that type of deal to the LA Lakers. That's the type of package that gets offered for a superstar. That's the type of package that gets at least offered to, at most offered to a multi-time all-star type of player. Not Bojan Bogdanovic as well as Alec Burks. That is just crazy in terms of a potential offer, but basically in terms of response to that, the LA Lakers would quickly reject this deal, according to Bua. They have no interest in trading Reaves, but the exception would be in a deal for a clear-cut third all-star, with a name like Lauri Markkanen being the only player that could potentially be available out there on the trade market, even though it's a little bit unrealistic for the LA Lakers. So basically, we know that Austin Reaves isn't untouchable from this report, but the Lakers don't have interest in doing any of these kind of minor stupid deal. Well, stupid deals, it wouldn't make sense for Rob Pelinka to get finessed in a package like that one for the Detroit Pistons. But even so, the lesser offers we've heard regarding Austin Reaves usually getting thrown out by non-Laker fans, right? If the LA Lakers are to make a giant deal, a giant potential sort of package, or at least a giant return for this team, Austin Reaves would only be involved if we're getting back a star level player. And you might look at the stats and be like, why is that the case there? Because 15 points per game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. I know it's solid. They're only 34% behind the three-point line. Again, solid numbers, 25 years old, so it's not like it's coming from a 19-year-old, 20-year-old, or a rookie sort of player. So why would he only be available for, one of those packages? Well, those numbers don't indicate the value of Austin Reaves. Sure, on the defensive end, he is limited in certain extents, but during the playoffs, we've seen him at least be able to hold his own out there on the court, in terms of just moving his feet, and doesn't have crazy strength or athleticism in terms of, being able to body people up, but he can definitely hold his own against certain matchups. He's not just a complete, negative out there for this team. I wouldn't call him a positive, but he's capable at times of being, a pretty neutral guy on the defensive end for the LA Lakers. But He can shoot the ball well. A lot of the shots that he takes are kind of off the dribble, whether they're middies, whether they're sort of, creating his own three-point shot. He does take some catch and shoots, but is a guy that's creating his own looks for this LA Lakers roster, and that is immensely valuable for a guy like LeBron James, who's aging, who doesn't want to be, this focal point of the offense, possession in, possession out. Obviously, LeBron, as we know, can take over, should be having the ball in his hands, should be the one running the show, when things matter, when the Lakers need a run, when it's clutch time, all that type of stuff. But over the course of a game, you want to have someone that's capable of doing, not LeBron James-esque things, because LeBron is LeBron, he's one of one, but capable of running an offense, capable of creating his own looks, creating looks for other people, the way Austin Reaves is able to do it. So he fits in really nicely with what this LA Lakers team is able to do. Again, his stats playing alongside AD, playing aside LeBron James, probably aren't as high as it would be if he was on a Detroit Pistons or one of these types of squads, but basically, the Lakers don't want to deal him for nothing. But if there are all-star players out there on the market, that's a whole different story. And a Lakers, a Lauri Markkanen type of package, and lots of rumors have been coming out regarding Lauri Markkanen over the course of this entire season, and he would be a really significant pickup. I mean, 24 points per game, 9 rebounds, 2 assists this season, shooting 43% or 40% from the three-point line, 50% from the field. He's a 7-footer. He's not horrible on defense. And the Lakers, again, the backup point guard position without Gabe Vincent is a question mark. What are we going to do at this point? And I've been outspoken about my interest in bringing Kyle Lauri to the LA Lakers. Again, I'm a little bit of I'm a Raptors fan on top of the LA Lakers. So Kyle Lauri, would love to see him, rock the purple and gold to close out his career. But Lauri Markkanen, the center position, is also a spot of need for this LA Lakers team. That front court with Anthony Davis and Lauri Markkanen, and then LeBron moved to the 3 and stuff, playing more natural positions. I mean, that would be ferocious. That would be fiery. More size out there on the defensive end. Obviously, the Vandalorian can execute on the defensive side of the court, so he's a valuable piece there. But offensively, is a guy that has struggled to sort of really create his own shots, or even cut the same way he kind of was last season. Lauri Markkanen would completely unlock this offense, would space the floor, the spacing that would be created, because bigs have to guard bigs. Lauri can dominate, if you throw a smaller guy on him, but he spaces the floor. He knocks down 40% of his three-point shots, so you have to throw a capable big man defender on him, and they're getting taken away from the basket with Lauri Markkanen out there. He would be a perfect fit for LA, so, in a potential deal, I get why the LA Lakers would be willing to sort of toss him out. It's no mistake why Boo has sort of mentioned Lauri Markkanen as a potential trade target or possibility for Austin Reaves to get dealt, even though it's unrealistic. But the Utah Jazz are in a weird spot. Again, just like the LA Lakers struggling this season, the Jazz are also a squad that like younger pieces. They want to sort of stockpile their assets, and you'd have to add some stuff on top of Austin Reaves in order to acquire Lauri Markkanen, which is the way to go. There's rumors that they might be wanting to bottom out here now to close out this season, but the LA Lakers are a team that is sending their pick to New Orleans regardless, so it doesn't make sense for them to sort of tank this season. And you also have LeBron James and Anthony Davis on your roster, so even if you just get into the playoffs, there's always a puncher's chance you make it to a Western Conference Finals. Heck, we make some right moves for the LA Lakers, the finals could be a really decent possibility again, with some shakeups, with some adjustments to the roster. So depending on the directions of these teams, don't be shocked if you see Austin Reaves rumors start to heat up, with potential all-star players. I wouldn't trade him for what's called a DeJounte Murray type of package. Again, you have D'Lo there, Austin Reaves on top of D'Lo, getting rid of him. Not sure if that's the right approach, especially with Kyle Lauri potentially coming in a buyout scenario, but it does put the Lakers some options to throw Austin Reaves out there, some all-star trade discussions. But let me know what you guys think about these potential packages in the comment section down below. You guys are the best. Subscribe to the channel on that push for 2,000 subs. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.